What up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Okay, today we're gonna be making a chicken Mississippi pot roast. You saw the thumbnail, you know what we making. Okay, let's get into it. So first off, I'm using chicken thighs. Okay, since this was the first time I was making it, I just got like a family pack and just made it do what it do with that. But since this is not like the beef, you can use more chicken. Like, you probably use 2 family packs just to stretch it out. Cause it was the proportions was off as far as like the carrots to the chicken proportion. I could have used another pack of chicken basically. So just if you making a lot for a nice size, like for a family or something like that, I say use a nice amount of chicken, like a few family packs, because it's gonna be like the beef pot roast and we're gonna be shredding it. So, but you gonna see. Okay. So I'm just cutting up the onions. I'm just basically prepping everything. So I didn't cut up the chicken because we're gonna leave that whole. So we just really just gonna season the chicken and we're gonna brown it on both sides. We're gonna do the same thing that we did with the Mississippi pot roast, where we brown it on both sides, not fully cook it because we putting it in the oven. So it's gonna be like the same thing, same way type of thing. But yeah, you'll see. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, the only thing I would have done differently doing this was the carrots part. I would have cooked the carrots a little longer, like steamed them on the oven. I mean, not on the oven, but on the stove. I would have steamed them a little longer. But other than that, everything was fine. Now we're gonna season the chicken, like I said. Make sure you clean them off. Do what you gotta do. Whatever your process is, do that. Okay. So I seasoned it with a little bit of Greek seasoning, some Sazón, some Shawhan Farms chicken rub. Okay. That was it. Those were the 3. I didn't want to do too much. I will have them at the bottom, just in case, because sometimes I'll be leaving stuff out, or because I usually use the same seasonings for the most part. But I lately just got on the Greek seasoning, the all-purpose. Like I recently just got on that because I seen other people using it, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna throw that in the rotation, and I like the taste of that. It adds a lot of flavor to food. So if you got that Cavenders, like I said, I have it at the bottom. But if you got some, But if you don't know nothing about that all-purpose Greek seasoning, get you some. Okay, it's really salty, so you won't have to use a lot. Okay, you will not have to use a lot. So this is just what I was talking about. This is me putting the carrots in first. I was going I didn't know how I was going into this because I put the carrots in first. And I was thinking that's what I was going to do. Like, just cook the carrots first. Because literally the carrots will take the longest out of everything that I have. Since this ain't beef, chicken don't take that long to bake. That's why this process didn't take as long as I was expecting. Because you got to cook the beef a little longer anyway. Because it's beef. But the carrots for this was the thing that made the cook time a little longer, because it was almost 3 hours of cooking time, and really it was because of the carrots. Because by like the second hour, 2 hours and 30-minute mark, the chicken was fine. Like the chicken was tender, everything was tender except for the carrots, and I didn't want them as hard as they still were, so I had to cook them down. Okay, so that's all we doing. I was browning everything on both sides. And I call myself steaming the veggies, which the only thing that got like kind of basically almost steamed and basically was done was the peppers and the onions. Because, that don't take long to cook either. But since we putting this in the oven, it's really for the flavors. It's not always for the flavors, but it was for the flavors. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and, do the chicken the same way. But like I said, the chicken don't take that long. You know what I'm saying? So, because you can mess around and cook the chicken and try to brown it on both sides, and you be done cook the chicken. So you have to, this will cook fast. Chicken cooks fast, okay? So watch it and flip it over as soon as it start to get just a little, you ain't even really got to do this, honestly. You don't necessarily have to do this since it's not red meat and since it's not beef, because red meat will always take longer to cook. It needs a little slow cooking type of thing. Chicken is hit or miss. But with a chicken pot roast, it will not take as long and should not take as long as the regular Mississippi pot roast. Okay? So just watch it. You see that? It's already not even pink no more. It was damn near cooked. It won't take long. especially some chicken thighs and boneless. Yeah, it didn't take long. So make sure you got it on like a medium heat. Nothing too major. Okay, because if you got it on high heat, your chicken gonna cook all the way through. Okay, and if you want that, that's cool. But I didn't want that. So then when it was halfway, I just threw everything in a non-stick baking dish. Everything in the dish. Got the veggies on the bottom, and then we're gonna mix everything up and add everything just as we would the Mississippi pot roast, but we doing it the chicken way. So instead of beef broth, I got chicken broth. But I'm still doing the gravy, the au jus gravy, and I'm still doing the ranch seasoning. Okay? Still doing that. Because like I said, since this got to cook, at first I was thinking it was too much liquid. But no. Oh, and of course the pepperoncinis. Now, at first I was going into this thinking I was just going, put a little few and, just a little bit of the juices. No, I put the whole jar in there. Okay. If you don't like spice, I don't recommend you do that. Just put a little, just pour a little bit of the juice in there and, make sure you got a little few pepperoncinis if you just want the taste of it. But if you don't like spice, I would not recommend putting the whole jar in there because it's tangy. Okay, it's real tangy. You might not like that if you don't like spice. Okay, so then like I said, just adding everything else. The chicken broth, I did like a little small can of chicken broth. I did the gravy, and then I did the ranch. Now, people ask a lot about specific brands when it comes to me using stuff, and it's hit or miss for me. Some stuff I like to use brand names. Some stuff I don't mind using the store brand. You see this was store brand au jus gravy and it was store brand ranch seasoning. Because at the end of the day, it's selling for a reason. I'm not against the quote unquote generic brand. I'm not one of them people that really look straight for brand names. Like if it's something that just really stick out to me, I'll buy it. But if I'm looking for something, I'm gonna look at the store brand first, because I love great value salad dressings too, especially at Chipotle Ranch. That's a hit. I like that a lot. Okay, so after I added everything, I mixed it up, make sure everything was evenly incorporated all around this thing. And I did add butter, even though you see me just kind of putting the aluminum foil on right here. I did make sure to add butter, because you do need to add butter to this, just like you would the Mississippi pot roast. Okay, so make sure you add your butter at some point. This was me adding mine right here. I had remembered after I put it in, so I had to take it, I had to take it out, do all that. So like I said, this was almost 3 hours of cooking time because the carrots was not as tender as I wanted them to be. I didn't want them too hard, but I did not want them extreme. I didn't want them mushy either. I like a happy medium when it comes to my veggies. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too mushy, nothing too crazy. Okay? Unless it's celery. I kind of like celery is hit or miss. I could have added celery to this too. I didn't even think about that. That probably would have been good. There's some things I'm gonna do differently next time when I get a taste for this again. I'm definitely gonna add celery. Yeah, I'm definitely add celery. I think it's gonna be a nice little flavor, So I recommend adding celery. I just thought of that on the spot. Add as much as you want to. You can add vegetables. Add all the stuff you want to in this. Add more peppers. I'm definitely gonna add celery. And probably another pepper, like maybe a sweet pepper or something though, like a yellow, orange. No, not orange. I'll add one of them that go with the color aesthetic, because I like my food to be colorful. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the aesthetics for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've said it before. I like my food to be visually pleasing. If it's not pleasing, why would you want to eat it? I want it to look good enough that you want to lick the phone. Whatever you looking at this on, you just want to lick it, because it's like, oh, she made that so good and it looks so delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but it's delicious. Like, it's as delicious as it looks, and it smelled as good as it looked too. I had the house smelling real good. I know my neighbors be jealous because of the Sunday dinners. Because sometimes I make a Sunday dinner, it ain't even Sunday. I just got a taste for some, or I'm making bae some, something. You never know. I'm really spurred a moment. That's why I'm always going to have a hit for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to have a video for you. I'm always going to have a recipe. You know what I'm saying? My Instagram, we just hit 7K. You know what I'm saying? I said it. 10K. We on the way. I've been saying that. I'm speaking it into existence. They've been showing me love over there on Instagram. And I want you to go over there after you get done watching this. You can stop right now and go to my Instagram. Okay? I'm going to have the picture at the end, so you can see what it look like. Go. And make sure you make this recipe. If you make it, let me know. because it was delicious. And I know you're gonna like it, and I know your family gonna like it. And make some cornbread with it like I did, because the cornbread really gonna set it off, and some egg noodles. Okay, season with a little bit of garlic powder and a little black pepper. But yeah, go follow me. Okay, 10K, we on the way.